Molly Scott Cato, Green MEP for the South West. The Competition Commissioner, we understand, is to approve Hinkley Point. What's your reaction?
I'm really pretty scandalised about this. I mean, they gave a very clear analysis back in December of all the ways in which the money that was being given by the British government actually did break competition rules. And now it seems there's been some political deal has been reached behind the scenes, and now it appears that it is fair competition, and we really need to look into the details of this. So I've raised a series of questions with Commissioner Almunia today to ask what is his evidence base for making this decision, why has he changed his mind since December, and why is it that my constituents are now going to be subjected to pollution from nuclear power, paid for by our government in a way that breaches European rules?
And really what I wanted to ask you next is that. What are your concerns about this nuclear power station? Why could the EU be wrong if they were to support this on the competition grounds?
Well, there are two main concerns here. One is if you allow certain industries to have unfair competition to benefit from government money, then the industries that compete with them just cannot survive and thrive. In the South West we have huge potential for renewable energy, marine, wind and so on. We're leading the country. But if the nuclear industry is given a huge amount of money like this, public money, then the renewable sector will suffer, and the renewable sector is where clean, safe electricity is generated. In the case of nuclear, they will not be generating any electricity until 2023, so they cannot fill the gap. So it's much more likely that we'll have blackouts if we rely on nuclear rather than renewables.
When the Commission first raised its concerns at the back end of last year, it talked about the government's proposal for a 35-year guarantee really on revenue, despite the energy prices being very erratic. What did you make of that as a concept from the government, paying to a private firm in essence?
Well, effectively, the government is going to be giving a lot of taxpayers' money to a French company and to some Chinese financial companies, and I just cannot see how that's in our interests. It also distorts the way the market functions. It's a kind of hidden subsidy through giving Hinkley a particularly high electricity price that's actually double the market price and guaranteeing that over an enormously long time, 35 years. European competition rules are designed exactly to stop this sort of thing from happening, and it's deeply worrying to hear that Commissioner Almunia has given permission for Hinkley to go ahead with this deal that's very bad for British taxpayers, very bad for European competition.
You may have concerns about nuclear power and about the prices, but nonetheless this will create thousands of jobs, we're promised work placements and so forth for your local area. This is going to be very good for the South West economy.
There's a lot of research that shows that actually renewables generate a lot more jobs per kilowatt hour generated. And also with renewable technologies, we're talking about the technologies of the future. Everybody apart from Britain is moving on from nuclear, and if we continue to subsidise what is a fossil age industry, then we will not be allowing the industries of the future to thrive.
What do you make of the fact that these negotiations have gone on behind closed doors? We don't actually know yet what kind of deal has been done between the government and the EU. It's not been made public.
Not only that, but we have Commissioner Almunia in my committee this morning denying that a decision's been made when his official has actually said that the decision has been made. So there's complete confusion. It always feels like a political fudge, and I'm afraid this is the kind of thing that undermines people's confidence in the European Union.
What are you going to do now to take this up?
Well, I've already been busy on social media. I'm encouraging people to email Commissioner Almunia. Let's hope he gets more emails than he's ever received before. And not emails saying we don't want nuclear, but emails saying he should have done his job properly as a market commissioner and made sure that there was fair competition so that renewables can have a chance to compete with nuclear.
Any chance you think now that you can convince him to change his mind before we get a final sign-off by the full EU, the full European Commission?
Well, he has to present his decision in favour to the whole of the commissioners, and so I only hope that they will do better in upholding EU law, and there's still another chance to make sure that this wrong decision is reversed.